What's going on YouTube? It's Dylan James, and on today's video I will be discussing grading cards. I will also be showcasing slabs from 4 of the top grading card companies, and lastly I will be running the Instagram giveaway for the 2020 Panini Select Blaster. Let's get it. So you may be asking yourself, how do I grade a card? What do I need to look for when grading cards? Well, there are several key factors that companies look at when they're going to assess your card. So number one, they're going to be looking at centering. That's the big thing that you need to look at first when you get a card. You think it's good for grading. You need to look at the centering to make sure that it is even. They do have some leniency towards that centering mark, but you do want to make sure the card is as centered as possible. The front and the back, most companies do front and back as well, so make sure the centering is on point for you to get it graded. Another thing they're going to be looking at is the edges. They need to make sure that the edges are clean, the edges aren't showing any white, there might be some fraying on the edges. They want to make sure that everything is pristine on the edges, as pristine as possible, and that's when you get a good grade on edges as well. Now, the corners are another portion of the card that grading card companies will be putting a magnifying glass over to make sure those corners are crisp and clear and they don't have any white showing from them as well. They might look rounded. If they are rounded, that is a pretty bad sign, so that might not be a good card to grade, but make sure that the card is very crisp, very clean. The corners are very vital in the grading card process as well. And lastly, you need to look at the surface of the card. You're looking for scratches, you're looking for dents, you're looking for print lines, anything that could devalue the rating on that card. You're looking for inconsistencies on the surface of the card, front and back. It's kind of hard to look at these things with the naked eye, so what I would suggest is getting a tool like this one. It's a magnifier, it has a light on the inside, it has measuring indicators on the inside as well, kind of like a ruler, so it's best to get this tool because you can look at the surface, but you can also look at the centering of the card to make sure that it is as centered as possible when you send it into one of these companies we talk about today. Because with these companies introducing artificial intelligence in the grading process, it's very, very hard to figure out if you have inconsistencies on the card with just the naked eye. So let's take a look at some of the different slabs from these companies, specifically the 4 we'll be talking about today. First, let's talk about Hybrid Grading Approach. HGA is a newcomer to the scene. They have been in business since February of this year. They've been accepting submissions. Only downside of this company is that you have to submit through a lottery system they have on their website, and it's hybridgrading.com. You have to go on there either on Tuesday at 5 o'clock or Friday at 9 o'clock, and customers can only submit up to 5 cards per transaction on their website, and they also have a limit on how many times you can do that within a certain time frame as well. I believe it's a 30-day time frame. You can only do it 2 or 3 times, but with this company, they have been increasing the number of cards they can accept per week. I believe this week it's 8,500 cards they can accept. So they keep ticking up and up and up. They have a master plan to bring the number to quite a substantial number towards the end of the year. They're just making sure that the grading process is at the time frame, the turnaround time that you pay for. So 10-day turnaround time. This was a 10-day turnaround for this card, specifically for this Justin Herbert Optic Blue Hyper. $55, and with that turnaround time, it was supposed to be 10 business days. It turned into maybe 16 business days. It was at the facility itself, but it still looks like a great card. It's still a lot less time that you have to wait for other companies out there. So HGA is a good option if you are trying to add cards to your personal collection, and they also are holding value as well currently. However, it might just be because of the supply and the demand of the specific slab. The next slab we'll be looking at is SGC. It is Sports Card Guarantee, and this card has been in the news recently. This company has been in the news recently because they just had an interview with Sports Card Investor about their company, and they kind of pulled the curtain back to show you the process there at SGC. This is a great looking slab as well. It's very clean with the black frame. I think that this is going to be a company that will be a game changer as well. With this company, they did just lower their prices. So it was $75 to grade a card that was valued at less than $1,500, which that's another thing as well. They grade based on value of the card at this company. If it is less than $1,500, it is actually $30 now instead of $75 per card, and the turnaround time is approximated at 20 to 25 business days. They don't have a cap as to how many cards they can accept, so they are accepting as many cards they can get. I know they had some troubles last year during the pandemic with an influx of people sending in their cards. They had to raise their prices temporarily, but they've brought those prices back down to close to normal, so it's $30 per card. This is a great looking slab though. It is very clean with the black border. I think that this is going to be a very high valued grading company as well, because their grading is tough. With HGA and SGC, they have tough grading, which is a good thing in the market. I think that that's a truer grade for investors and collectors to tip their hat to in that scenario. So I think that SGC is definitely a viable option as well if you're looking at getting a card graded. Another grading company we're going to be looking at today is BGS, Beckett Grading Services. Now this card, it's usually up there with PSA. It actually is one of the top competitors to PSA, and it starts at $20 for a single grade card such as this one, but they also have subgrades as well, starting at $35 per card. This company is very reliable. This slab itself is very sturdy, very tough, very thick as well, thicker than the other ones that we've discussed today, but it's a very, very nice card. It will protect your card very well moving forward, but this card can hold value as well. BGS has seen a bit of a dip in comparison to PSA, because PSA has had that shutdown. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. But with BGS is a good service to have. It has, good pricing. It's solid slab, beautiful slab. It's very classic. It's very timeless as well, and it is a very trusted source with their grading too. They are very tough on grading as well, giving a 9.5 to this card, as you see here. So with these companies having the tougher grades, truer grades, I think that's going to be more viable heading into the future. Although PSA has the name brand, people love PSA cards. That company has been in business for quite some time now and has been trusted by collectors and investors alike. I do believe BGS is right neck and neck with PSA when it comes to quality of their slabs. And last but certainly not least is PSA, the end-all be-all in sports card grading. Investors and collectors alike both love this product. They both trust this product, and it will continue to be the most viable option in the sports card grading space. PSA has actually suspended their operations for their service levels up to their Super Express, which is $300 per card. So that's the cheapest you can get a PSA graded card in current state. They have made an announcement this month saying that they have caught up on their backlog, and it looks like they will be anticipating the July 1st date that they announced last month, that will be the date they'll start back with their normal submissions, asking customers to send in cards. So I know a lot of collectors out there, and investors too, are holding their raw cards to get them graded by PSA when the time comes. But PSA continues to be the #1 in sports card grading. And when it comes to values on eBay and other secondary marketplaces, this is the card you need to get for your specific cards, and PSA will not be going anywhere anytime soon. And these 4 grading card companies actually have different price levels for grading services, so I'll put the links in the description below as to the grading prices they have for each specific company. And speaking of pricing, let's look at the values of these cards and how they compare to each other. Now let's take a look at the 2019 Fernando Tatis rookie card that's very highly sought after. And let's look at the PSA 10 first. Now on eBay, the PSA 10 average price sold is $216.87. Pretty steep price for this card, again, it's PSA. This is the company you're looking for when it comes to collectors and investors. But I still believe there is a play for the other companies as well. With SGC, HGA, BGS, they have very, very tough grading, and with these cards, you see mostly 9.5s in those companies translating to PSA 10. So we're going to compare the value of a PSA 10 to an SGC 9.5, a BGS 9.5, and we'll also look at HGA 9.5 as well. So with the PSA 10, it's sitting at $216.87. Let's look at the Fernando Tatis card for SGC next and see what the value is there. For the SGC card, it's $77 for a 9.5. Same exact card, only with SGC. I still think there's a play to be made there. I think SGC will be a competitor in the space, in the industry, because it continues to have very tough grading. If they become trusted among investors and collectors, I do believe that SGC can be a viable option when it comes to resale value or collectability, if you'd like that as well. But resale value for sure, I think that there's a play to be made there. But then let's look at the BGS 9.5. It's even less than that. It's $52.15. There's only been one sale of this. I do know that the sales volume for the PSA 10 is quite high. I know with SGC and BGS, let's look at SGC one more time and look at the sales volume there. It's just saying that it's $77. It's gathering more information there for the Fernando Tatis card. But with SGC, the 9.5 being $77, the BGS 9.5 being $52.15. There's a lot of value to be made up here in between these companies. I'm sure that as the investors and as the collectors in the hobby decide to accept these companies into the hobby and accept these cards in resale, I do believe that it will balance a little bit more. I still believe PSA 10 will hold the most value, but when it comes to a $300 card that you're getting sent in for grading, if you're paying $300 to get that card graded, you also have to put into account the shipping to and from PSA to get that card graded. You have to look at the price you purchased that card at as well. So the value itself might be higher for the reseller if you buy it, if you send it to BGS or SGC or HGA, and we'll look at HGA in momentarily. But with these companies, if you send it to them at a cheaper price point and you get less dollar amount, you might still have a better margin of gross profit when it comes to these grading card companies. And last but not least, let's look at HGA. Now, this is the Justin Herbert HGA 9. The card that I showed you earlier, this is actually what it would look like on eBay. And the last sale price was $177.04. Average price sold, there's only been 3 of these cards sold so far because there's not much supply out there for this card, but there is still demand for getting these cards graded. The average sales price is $252. Now, if you look at if we look at a PSA 9 instead of an HGA 9 for this specific card, the same card, on May 11th, this card sold for $600 on eBay in a PSA 9. So more than doubled the price of this specific card in HGA format. So in my opinion, I think there is still a play to be made on some of these companies. If you're looking for ROI, I believe that looking at SGC, at BGS, at HGA, it might be a better solution for you if you're looking at ROI. But if you're looking for the most bang for your buck, if you're looking for the highest value out there, the highest sales price out there, then PSA is probably the way to go when it comes to grading cards. And this information can change overnight. I think that the acceptance of these companies into the hobby, such as BGS, such as HGA, such as SGC, I think that the acceptance will raise the value of these companies to a higher standard. I think that we will see more of that as these companies mature in the industry. But as of right now, PSA is the end-all be-all. I do believe that PSA is the best place to go if you're looking for the highest value from your card. But if you're looking for return on investment, I do suggest going to a company like HGA, BGS, SGC. These cards are up and coming, and they may even have higher value as they mature as well. So there it is. There's your discussion on card grading today. I hope you found this information helpful. But before we go, we have one more piece of business to attend to. So now we're going to be giving away a 2020 Panini Select Blaster from our Instagram contest we had for hitting 2,000 followers there. So once again, thank you so much for helping us hit that milestone. We are on random.org as a randomizer for this giveaway. We've already rolled the dice. We have 11 rounds that we'll be going through for this giveaway. We have 16 contestants. So good luck to all the contestants out there. Let's begin the giveaway. Let's see who wins this thing. So let's go begin the giveaway. We're rolling. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7, there's 8, there's 9, there's 10, and the final round, the winner of the blaster is Chad Rydell. Chad, congratulations for winning a 2020 Panini Select Blaster from Cardbase. Thanks once again for joining the contest, and thanks for following us on our Instagram page. We highly we highly suggest you guys go over there and check us out on Instagram as well. And yeah, Chad, once again, congratulations. Congratulations once again to Chad for winning that 2020 Panini Select Blaster from our Instagram giveaway. We'll be doing more giveaways on this channel and also on our Instagram page as well, so feel free to follow us on both. If you like this video, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and also push the notification bell so whenever we drop a new video, you'll be the first to know about it. Thanks once again for joining us this week. We'll see you guys next week.